everybody, it is December 23rd and I am here with my daily check-in. So today was a work day, like I had said last night, and yeah, it was just a normal day. It was a full day of work, so we didn't get off early, but I do have tomorrow and Monday off, so that is great. Other than working today, we did our villager hunt. I mentioned a couple days ago in Animal Crossing that we were letting Apple go, and so our villager hunting day was today because she moved out yesterday. And my daughter spent a couple hours, about 2.5 hours, I would say, and 45 Nook Mile tickets while I was working trying to find a villager for our island. And so when I got off of work, I went on as my character and started to do some villager hunting. And I spent 3 Nook Mile tickets and I found Shino. So Shino is a newer character, one of the newer ones that they released with the Animal Crossing update earlier this year, or a couple months ago. Last month. And yeah, so Shino will be moving onto our island, and tomorrow is the festive toy day event, so I intend on playing a bit. And yeah, so you see, it's our last manga advent calendar tag day. So my daughter is here to help me open this last one. She was telling me she doesn't remember what this one is. So now that we've opened everything and there's only one left, she can't remember what it is. So let's find out together. Oh my gosh. I thought you said there was one thick one. So that says Yoa Pedal. Yoa Pedal is a series that we have watched all of the anime that is out, including the movies, and really, really enjoyed it. We've watched it 3 times or 4 times. And we've been collecting the manga series. They come out in omnibus editions. But this series is not done publishing. So, yeah. This one is living in her room. So, she will go and get it. Actually, I think a majority of the sports manga lives in my daughter's room. Just because she really enjoys those series. And so she will go get me just the first bind up. And I will show you my yarn advent calendar while she is going to get that. So I have my yarn advent calendar pouch here. And so yes, let's see what's inside, shall we? I saw a pop of teal. Let's see what this is. Ooh, that's very pretty. So you can see there's some really bright neon greens in here. There's some darker green tones. There's about 3 or 4 different colors of green in here. Some gold and some navy. And is that all? There's some oranges in here. I really, really like that. I think this is very different from some of the other skeins that we've seen so far. So the inspiration for this skein was Occlumency Lessons with Snape. And so the colors definitely make sense because of the potions that I believe are in the classroom while Snape is teaching Harry occlumency, or trying to teach him. And then of course you've got all of the memories and things, flashbacks and such. So yes, I really, really like that skein. Definitely different from from most of the skeins that we've seen. I do feel like this one's a bit brighter, but still has those golden tones to tie it in with some of the other skeins we've seen already. So the daughter is back with the first bind up of Yoa Petal. And this is the first bind up of Yoa Petal. So this is by Wataru Watanabe, published by Yen Press, rated teen. This one is about Onoda, and he goes to high school, and he is an otaku. And so he's constantly singing his favorite, like, is it a theme song to a cartoon or something, an anime, and it's a Hime Hime song. And he actually bikes to school, and the high school that he ends up going to is on a really steep hill, and so some of the biking team from the school sees him biking up this hill, and they kind of talk him into joining the club. And so he joins their bicycle club, and they start training for inter-high, and they compete, and he makes some friends, and yeah, it's a really, really interesting sports story. I wasn't really into biking. I've got to be honest, I've never watched any of the biking competitions, even when it was on the Olympics. I never watched, but the year we were introduced to Yoa Petal was a year that the Summer Olympics was on. And we watched the cycling competition that year on the Olympics, and it was very interesting. And so, yeah, we've watched the cycling ever since. Funny enough, the next series of the anime, or the next season of this anime, was just announced recently. So I'm really excited to see that. It's the last season that they aired kind of left on a cliffhanger. It was like right at the end of the inter-high. And so, yeah, I'm very interested to see how that's all going to end up. So I will be adding Yoa Petal to my things to read in 2022, because I don't think I'm going to be reading much for the rest of the year with how things are going. But I'm going to give this back to my daughter for now, so that she can get back to watching the Hypnosis Mike bi-weekly live show because she really enjoys Hypnosis Mike, and so she watches their bi-weekly live shows all the time. And so she was in the middle of watching one when I decided that I was going to sit down and film my clip for today. So something else that I did today was finish Slashing Through the Snow, the third book in the Christmas Tree Farm Mystery Series by Jacqueline Frost. I finished this one during my lunch break. This one follows our main character, Holly. Her family owns a Christmas tree farm, and they host things called reindeer games, which are just things that the tourists can compete in for free, like snacks and things from her family's like bakery, kind of. Her mom runs like a bakery. She sells handmade snacks and things, hot chocolate and brownies and, you know, all those yummy things. And at the end of the second installment, they purchased an inn to kind of expand their operations. And so in this installment, their inn is finally up and running, and Holly is right there in the mix running the inn when one of the customers at the inn, who kind of was not too nice, is found murdered, clubbed over the head with a nutcracker, And the main suspect is the person who gave Holly that nutcracker, an elderly woman who is also a family friend. So it's now Holly's mission not only to clear her friend's name, but also to reinstate the reputation of her family's inn, because it turns out that this woman was also there to snoop the inn. So yeah, like I said, this is the third installment. We've read the other two installments annually. We read the first one 3 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 3 years ago for Book One Cozy's Club as our Christmas selection. We read the second one 2 years ago for the Book One Cozy's Club bonus selection. And then there was a 2-year hiatus. And then the third book came out this year. I have to say that this third installment is my least favorite of the three. I did listen to a majority of it on audio, as I had the previous two installments. And I just found the narration to be unenjoyable. Holly, our main character, sounded very whiny. She, I believe, is 28 years old in this story. And it sounded like she was throwing a tantrum every time her boyfriend, who is the sheriff, was trying to tell her to, like, stop investigating and, let me do my job. And then she also asked for impossible things like, don't lock Cookie, who is her elderly friend, don't lock her up, even though all of the evidence is pointing to her, and promise me that you're not going to do that. And it was just, she just seemed so naive. And then throwing the tantrums and the way she was reacting to her boyfriend, basically telling her, stay out of it. I'm a good cop. I'll figure this out. And then, of course, come the end, she gets herself into trouble, as she did in the other two. And yeah, it was predictable at points. The thing that happened at the very end of this installment was highly predictable. I figured it out almost immediately what was going to happen. I figured out the killer, and that's all I'm going to say, because I can't tell you when I figured it out, because that would give something away. But yeah, this was definitely my least favorite, and it's got the lowest rating of all three installments, so I'm a little bit disappointed. But I did finish another Christmas book before Christmas, so that was great. I also got caught up on a series that I had been reading, so that was great as well. I do not know if this is the last installment in this series. There's no indication that it will be continuing or that it will be ending, so I do not know the status of that series. Even though I didn't enjoy this book as much as the first two, I will probably read another one of this installment if it is published, because I just enjoy the business aspect of what the family's doing. This one didn't have as much with the Christmas tree farm, but the reindeer games were definitely mentioned, but again, not as much as in previous installments. And I do find that the running of the business for me adds a lot of interest for me in this particular series. I enjoy seeing Holly's parents. I enjoy hearing about Holly's mom making all of these delicious goodies in the kitchen and what they're serving to the guests. And I wish there was more about how the inn was run, but this particular story, the way it was set up, just didn't lend itself to that. So yeah, if another one is published, I will be reading it, but I was a bit disappointed. In other news, I did continue with my read of Sweet Valley Twins and Friends, The Magic Christmas. I'm about 25 pages in. Again, not so much, but this is a reread for me. And the font is pretty big. Like, you can see how big that is. So I don't think it would take me very long. I just need to sit down and actually read it, or lie down and read it without falling asleep right away. I will tell you, it has been raining all day today. It's expected to rain for the next 5 days, and I am loving it. Rain is one of my most favorite things in this world. You've probably heard me say that before if you've watched some of my other videos. It's kind of calmed down a bit now. You can't really hear it, but it's definitely the ASMR I need and I enjoy. And so, yes, I'm looking forward to some rain. It did rain last year too when I was filming Vlogmas, and I mentioned it then. That was one of my favorite things, and I kind of feel like it's nature's Christmas present to me. So I'm enjoying that, and I am going to tuck into bed right now. I'm going to attempt to read some more of this. Like I said, tomorrow we'll be doing the Animal Crossing Toy Day event. I do have plans to edit and upload another video. And then it's just going to be relaxing for me. I want to get some knitting done. We did finish the Hot Zone Anthrax, which is the second season of the Hot Zone on Hulu. Really enjoyed that. I didn't know much about that investigation at all, so it was very interesting. Daniel Day Kim is our main FBI agent in that one, and I enjoyed seeing him in another TV show as well. And so, yeah, that was what I did today. So tomorrow seems to be kind of eventful. I do have things planned to do, but I also want to relax with some knitting, maybe read a little bit, enjoy the rain, and just enjoy Christmas Eve. And so I will be back with you tomorrow for another check-in. I hope you're all having a great one, and I will talk to you later. Hello everyone, it is Christmas Eve and I am just jumping on for a quick check-in. I am filming this a little earlier than I usually do in the day. We're just about to sit down for dinner, but I wanted to share with you my yarn advent calendar and the random number generator that we have for our last random number generator selection. And so yeah, I did end up playing my Animal Crossing Toy Day event, and I should have, if everything works out, shared some of those clips with you before this one. That was a lot of fun. I did also edit 2 videos. One is already uploaded to the my channel scheduled for tomorrow, and then the other one is currently rendering and will be uploaded on Monday. And so, yeah, it's been a productive day, but let's see what's inside our last advent calendar bag for the yarn advent calendar. I will have a full skein to share with you for Christmas Day, but this is the last mini skein. And this is a Dragon Horde yarn skein. Very taupey, leaning more on the purple side. And you've got some browns in here, some really dark purples. And yes, so the inspiration for this skein is Sorting Hat's new song. So yeah, I can totally see that Sorting Hat in there. So this is the skein for today. I did do my random number generator right before I sat down, and the number it gave me was 1921, which was the 3rd book in a series, which I haven't started. So I will be reading the 1st book in the series, and that is The Ancient Magus' Bride. This one is by Kore Yamazaki. So I will be reading volume 1. This one's published by 7 Seas and is rated teen. I believe this one is about our kind of main character who gets adopted by an inhuman mage, is what it says. I have heard a lot of great things about this series. I have watched 1 episode of the anime, and yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it. That 1 episode didn't give me a lot. And so, yeah, I've been collecting this one because I found a whole bunch of the volumes for like $3. And so I have about 12 volumes sitting on my shelf. I believe it is still publishing, though I think we are towards the end. And so, yeah, if you hear that background noise, that is my mom clankering around in the kitchen. Like I said, we are just about to get ready for dinner. I think tonight's plans are to watch the last episode of Wheel of Time and then catch up with Tanyan, who is a big eater. There is a Coffee House Crime episode up today, so we'll probably watch that. And then up before midnight, our family's tradition is to watch the Muppets Christmas Carol late enough in the evening that by the time it is over, it is Christmas Day. So when we are done watching the Muppets Christmas Carol, I will be back with you to share with you what the full skein for Christmas Day looks like. So yeah, I will be back with you in just a bit. I hope you're all having a great one and enjoying your Christmas Eve, and I will be back with you later. Hello everybody, it is just after 3 o'clock in the morning, or I should say it's a little after 3 o'clock in the morning on the 25th of December, Christmas Day. We did end up watching our traditional watch through of the Muppets Christmas Carol, and then we opened Christmas gifts because that is also our tradition to open Christmas gifts after midnight. It's something that I've done since I was a kid, and so as I got older, it's just been something that I've always done. And so we opened gifts, and now I'm getting ready to tuck into bed. But I did want to share with you my last skein in the yarn advent calendar that I got. So as you can see, this bag is much bigger. This is a full skein of yarn, and so I'm really excited to see what's inside and see the inspiration. So let's pull it out. Ooh. See, now this is definitely more what I think of when I think of Order of the Phoenix. So there's lots of blues, some grays and blacks. Of course, the purple. This is a Dragon Horde yarn skein, and the inspiration for this one is Where Do Vanished Objects Go? So, yeah, I really, really like that. I'm interested to see what that'll look like knit up. So overall, I'm really happy that I purchased this advent calendar. I am not sure if I'm going to pick this one up again next year. I saw this year that I had missed out on a Labyrinth advent calendar, and Labyrinth is one of my favorite movies, so I was a little disappointed when I found that out. But yeah, I like to try different ones every year, and so I definitely wanted to get one of the Harry Potter ones, and like I had said at the beginning of December, I had always intended that the 4th year was going to be the one, the Goblet of Fire box, and then I missed my opportunity for that. But I am super happy with all of the skeins that I got this year. I'm glad that I was able to experience this box and all of the colors and see all of the inspirations. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these skeins yet. I have a few ideas floating around my head, but I got 2 other advent calendars that I haven't used yet. And so I'm going to probably start with the first one I got, which was one from Pineapple Yarn. And that one has really bright, fun colors. And so I'm thinking about a project for that at the moment. But yeah, super happy that I was able to get one of these advent calendars, because it has been one that I'd always intended on purchasing. But I think next year I am going to look for a different one. Maybe a different theme. These are just so much fun, and I just want to experience it all. So yeah, very, very happy with what I've gotten with this box. So I did mention that we opened Christmas presents already, and I happened to get one bookish gift. So I thought I'd share that with you before I signed off. So my mom picked me up this copy of Sense and Sensibility. So this is obviously by Jane Austen. It's a gorgeous hardcover edition. It's on the smaller side. It's about the size of a paperback, but it's gold, and it's got some nice weight to it. It's a naked hardcover, and it's got the gold edging, and it's a Chiltern edition. She obviously left the price tag on, but yeah, she picked this up for me because she'd never seen this edition before and thought it was gorgeous. And even though I had copies of Sense and Sensibility, in fact, I have a Word Cloud Classics edition, as well as the movie tie-in paperback. I've watched the movie several times. I've read the book once when I was in college. But yeah, it's definitely a story that I enjoy watching. It is not a story I remember reading, though. I do remember reading it for college, but I don't remember how close the adaptation I saw was. And when I say I've watched the adaptation, I'm talking about the one with Alan Rickman and Hugh Grant and Emma Thompson and Kate Winslet. And so, yeah, I watch that one quite often. And so now I have this gorgeous edition. And yeah, so this is what my mom purchased as part of my Christmas present. I also got another purse. It's a Haunted Mansion purse. But that's not bookish, so I thought I wouldn't share that here. But yeah, so yeah, it's been a really great month. Maybe not so much reading wise for me, because my reading just kind of tanked this month. But I have been really excited to see all of the manga coming out of my manga advent calendar tag project, and pulling those random number generators for my books to read in 2022. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Definitely already thinking of changes I need to make for next year because the Advent calendar didn't work out as well as I had hoped it would, especially with my lack of wanting to read this month. But that's okay. It's okay. It's been fun. Definitely another learning experience, and I've enjoyed just coming on every day and sharing a little bit of what my day is like with you. And so I hope you've enjoyed this journey this month. And if you have subscribed or if you've watched any of the Vlogmases, I thank you for your support. And yeah, so I will have a couple more videos up before the end of the year. And then we're off to the races again in 2022. So thanks again for all of your support. And I will see you later. I hope you're all having a good one. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care. And smile always. Bye.